Hello everyone, what's up? What's up? What's up everyone? How's it going? How's it going? Can everyone hear me? Can everyone see me? Is everything cool? Hi, hi, hi. How's it going? How's it going? Give me one sec, one sec. I'm doing really well, guys. Um, I'm actually asking you guys a question today, and I'm already kind of starting something. So, I have an idea, and it's kind of an announcement. So I'm waiting just a little longer. But, I'm sorry guys, this is the only time I have to do this live. I'm in my apartment right now. Just hanging out. Oh, shit. Yes, Kat, this is an announcement. So, as most of you guys know, I like to read a lot. And reading has been something that I've felt has grounded me as a person. It's opened my eyes to new ideas and new sights. And I don't know, I'm just very excited about reading, and I've always really enjoyed it. And I think you guys like reading as well. Kat knows what's coming, so thank you, Kat. I'm glad you're watching. It's never too late for coffee. Are you crazy? So, essentially, I am starting a book club. How do you guys feel about that? Is it a good idea? Yeah, Kat's here. I haven't listened to Tasteway's new song. I'm gonna do it later. But seriously, should I start a book club? I'm thinking of starting a book club, and well, not thinking. I kind of already did. And I have the first book picked out, and I have a whole list of how it's gonna work. Essentially, I've picked 12 books, 2 of which I've read, 10 of which I haven't. And they're all books that you probably should read either in high school or college. They're books that have lasted a long period of time, meaning that they've made it through like decades of being important and being interesting, and books that are continually taught in high school. So, I don't know. I'm very excited about this book club. I'm gonna post a picture on my Instagram, tagging. It's gonna be an Instagram book club. So what it's gonna be like is on the first of every month. So our first book will start September 1st. We will start a book together. Then, like once a week, I'll tweet about a live that we're gonna have, and I'll tell you how far you should have read, and then we'll just like live about that point in the book, how far we've gotten. And we'll do that until we finish, and at the end of the month, we'll talk about the book, we'll talk about what we liked about it, we'll talk about different, like, I don't know, we'll talk about the book, we'll talk about the characters, we'll talk about the way it's written, we'll talk about the author, we'll talk about the historical context of the book, we'll talk about why it was important when it was written, and we'll talk about why it's still important today, and what we can learn from it. So, does everyone like that idea? Do you guys want to join me in my reading this year in my book club? Which book? That's a very good question. So, many of you guys have asked me what my favorite book is, and I've answered many times. So I figured we would start our first book with my favorite book, which is a book that a lot of people will read in high school, maybe early college. It's an author that I think everyone should read, an American author, and I personally love his style. I like the way he writes, and I like how he talks about really important things in very weird ways. So, the first book is going to be Slaughterhouse-Five by Kurt Vonnegut. We will start this book together on September 1st. Is that cool? You do not have to be a native speaker to participate. Anyone can participate. You can read the book in whatever language you want. And I hope you can just try to contribute in the lives we have. And if not, you will love these books. I promise. They're books that have a lot of significance. I'm giving you guys 5 days, 6 days to buy this book. That's why I'm telling you now. I'll always do that. I'll give you guys a week in advance. And I'll be like, guys, the next book we're going to read is... I already have the list, so you don't need to... no need to worry about sending me books. I don't want to read Shadowhunters because I've already read it. A lot of you have already read it. And this is about expanding our horizons with the books we've read. This is about challenging ourselves to read different things, to read different writers, and to... How could I be drunk? It's like noon. It's like almost 1. It's not early enough. It's not late enough. Ooh. So, how does everyone feel about this? I've started an Instagram for my book. It's for my book club. It's called Rosende Reads. I believe you could probably find this book online in some sort of PDF. You can get it on Amazon. I know it's on Kindle. I know you can get it anywhere. This book is very easy to get because it's very famous, and it's considered Kurt Vonnegut's greatest work. It was released, I believe, in 1969, when the country was at a time of great turmoil. 3 leaders had been assassinated in that decade. In 1969 alone, a couple of leaders had been assassinated. I believe Martin Luther King and Robert F. Kennedy. So it was a lot of civil unrest. Also, we had the Vietnam War. And this book, as you'll see in the first chapter, is the anti-war book. Oh, Juliana! Thank you. I'm so glad. Tell all your friends. It's going to be a fun thing. Archie's Seashore. That's just rude. Don't do that on my live, please. So, it's going to be really cool, and I'm very excited. This book is phenomenal. He's my favorite writer, and I hope you guys start to see that. There are a couple of characters that you'll see in this book that if you continue to read Kurt Vonnegut, you'll see in a few other books, Elliot Rosewater, Kilgore Trout, people like that. No, see, that's the thing, Ramona Michelle 14. This book is only 200 pages long. That might sound like a lot, but it's actually really short. And because you have 30 days to do it, we're going to have like a pace. So let's do this real quick. Watch. There are 215 pages, and we want to read it in like 30 days. That's about 4 weeks. So that puts it about like 53 pages a week. That's not a lot. 53 pages a week is less than 10 pages a day. That's not a lot. That's 15 minutes. So if you see it that way, you're like, oh shit, all I have to do is read 10 pages a day. And that's not that bad. And that'll get you in the habit of reading. No, I do not get bored speaking about this book. Great books open up the new world. What's that really famous quote? It's like, I have seen, it was what's his name? The guy who wrote Game of Thrones. He's like, I've seen many lands and lived many lives, all because I read books. And that's exactly what books are. The name of the book is Slaughterhouse 5. Don't worry, guys. I'm going to post on my Instagram, and I'm going to tag the Instagram account from which I will be doing all of the lives, from which I will be keeping you posted about our book readings, and we'll all be posting about what else I'm reading. I read a lot. So I'm actually reading 3 things at all times. So right now, I'll be reading this book. Where are the other books over here? Oh. Sorry, guys. So, I read 3 things at all times. I read the like casual book that I want to read. I'm always reading a play, and then I'm always reading a book about acting or about something to better my craft, something artistic to kind of dive in and make sure I'm asking the right questions, continuing to move forward in the right way, and continuing to learn. So, thank you. So, I do like my kitchen. So, I'm always reading 3 things at a time. So, I'll be posting about all 3. I'll be saying, hey guys, so you know, I'm on page 75 of this book, and I just finished this book, and I'm going to continue reading this book, so you guys all know. And then I'll be switching the 2 other books I'm reading, but per month, I'll be reading 1 book with everyone. So you guys could choose to join me on my other My favorite playwrights are Eric Bogosian, Neil Simon, and I don't know, but Eric Bogosian I really like. Eric Bogosian's amazing. Yo, Tim, man, how you been? I hope all's well. You should join my book club. So, I'm going to post about it soon. Thank you guys for joining me today. We'll talk about it a little more. Any questions you have, I'm here to answer about the book club. I'm giving us all a month. That's actually a long time. It's a long time to read a 200-page book. Phil, you know who my favorite writer is? Kurt Vonnegut. Come on. This book is my favorite book. Yo, Liam, are you joining my book club? I'm only reading good books, I promise. They're books that are awesome, and I bet you there are some books that when we finish, we'll sit down and I'll tell you guys, to be honest, I didn't like this book. This book isn't my favorite. But the most important thing is you have to read it. You have to read the whole thing. There are some books that there are some books that I've started that you finish, that you're like kind of like, oh, this book is kind of weird, and then you finish it and it's like, whoa, that book blew my mind. You can get it anywhere. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it. You could probably find a PDF online. I've said that. Just Google it. You'll definitely pop it up. How do I join? Great question, Liam. I have an Instagram account. It's called Rosende Reads. It's called Rosende Reads. Follow the Instagram account, and I will be posting about our book club. I'm going to post today this awesome photo I took of Stella. Milk and Honey. Oh my gosh. Beautiful poems. Crazy. I haven't finished it, but they're heavy. We will be discussing about the book later. Great question, Sophia. We will. We will be discussing the book. Once a week, I will go on an Instagram Live on my book club account, and we will talk about it. So, I'm going to post right now from my Instagram the book and everything we're going to be doing, and I'm going to tag Rosende Reads, my book club account, where everything will be there. All right?